Paris is a dream destination, but it can quickly turn into a nightmare if you don't know how to avoid the most common mistakes tourists make. And I'm guilty of some of them myself. From scams to bad planning, in this video, I'll walk you through 10 biggest mistakes tourists make when visiting Paris and how to avoid them so you have a stress-free and unforgettable trip. Okay, let's dive in. The first mistake a lot of people make is not buying tickets for major attractions in advance before the trip. Paris is one of the most visited cities in the world. Major attractions in Paris will always have long lines, and you could waste hours waiting just to get in. Whether you plan on visiting the Eiffel Tower or going to the Louvre, booking your tickets a couple weeks in advance is a must. I personally think that booking your tickets online is the best thing to do. There are also third-party websites like Expedia or Head Out that offer combo tickets for multiple attractions. If you have the option to get skip-the-line tickets with booking them, even better. Next, we have tourist traps. When you're a first-timer in Paris, it's easy to fall for these tourist traps. They are often overpriced restaurants or souvenir shops near major attractions. They prey on tourists who are just passing through. You'll end up paying double for a mediocre meal or a cheap trinket. What I would suggest doing is walking a few blocks away from major attractions and look for places where the locals eat. I would do that for restaurants and souvenir shops. When it comes to food, checking reviews on Google or TripAdvisor is always a great tool that you can use. The third mistake a lot of people make is taking the metro during rush hour. If you want a cramped, sweaty experience, go ahead, but if you want a less stressful journey, avoid taking the metro between 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. The best thing to do is to travel during off-peak hours. It'll be a much pleasant experience. Mistake number 4 is overpacking your itinerary. I know it's tempting to try to do as many activities as possible in one day or two, but trust me, that's just gonna give you headaches. Trying to rush through 10 attractions in one day will leave you stressed and exhausted. From personal experience, I would suggest doing 1 to 2 activities each day and leave time for wandering around. The fifth mistake a lot of people make is underestimate the size of Paris. The city is spread out, and while it's walkable, it can take a lot of time to get from one end to the other. Do not expect to see everything on foot and use a taxi or metro to get around efficiently. I suggest getting a metro map or using Google Maps to plan your route and avoid wasting time. Mistake number 6 that a lot of people make is assuming that everything is open 24/7. Many people assume that shops, restaurants, and major attractions will be open late, like they do in America. But in Paris, many businesses close during lunch, and small shops may close on Sundays and Mondays. To avoid this mistake, always check businesses' hours in advance, especially for museums and restaurants, and plan your itinerary accordingly. Now, mistake number 7 is a big one, and that is to go to a cafe or restaurant and expect fast service. If you're used to fast service like in the US, you might get frustrated waiting for your check. In Paris and much of Europe, dining is seen as an experience. Unlike in the US, where restaurants focus on turning tables quickly, in France, meals are meant to be enjoyed slowly. My suggestion would be to not go to a cafe or restaurant when you're starving. Go about an hour or two before you get hungry to avoid headaches. The 8th mistake a lot of people make is overpacking and bringing big suitcases. Paris has tons of stairs, especially in the metro, and elevators are not always available. Carrying a big suitcase around is a nightmare. I know it can be hard, but try to pack light and use a carry-on if possible. Mistake number 9 is not looking out for pickpockets. A lot of people are not aware, but Paris is one of the most pickpocketed cities in the world, especially in tourist-heavy areas. Areas like the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and even the metro. The best tip I can give you is to use crossbody bags and keep your valuables in front pockets. And last but not least, mistake number 10, which is not learning basic French phrases. While many Parisians speak English, making the effort to say a few things in French can go a long way. A simple bonjour or merci will show locals respect. Try to memorize easy and common phrases you are most likely to use, like hello, thank you, or excuse me. Believe me, when Parisians see that you're trying, they most likely appreciate it. And now that you know what mistakes to avoid in Paris, make sure that you don't miss out on the best experiences while you're there. I made a video about 10 bucket list experiences that are actually worth doing in Paris, especially if you're going to Paris for the very first time. I'm gonna put it on the screen so you can watch it next.